Hi everyone, welcome to what's on my desk for August. This is my August update and I'm just jumping right into it today, and this is something I just finished this morning. I actually laid out these drawings months ago, I think last winter, and this is part of a series of places I have visited, mostly in British Columbia. This is a collection of plants found in the marshes surrounding the hot springs in northern BC of British Columbia. Liard Hot Springs. It's a beautiful place and beautiful hot springs, but the marshes are a very unique ecosystem because it's a warm marsh fed by the hot springs that's very unique for somewhere in the northern part of the globe. So I just inked in all my drawings. This is a carnivorous plant called sundew, Labrador tea, false asphodel, roundleaf orchid, bog orchid, and grass of parsinus. So I am going to be working on a blog article for more information on this. I've revived my old blog that I started, I think, in 2011, and yeah, most recently I've just started populating and updating it again. So anyway, that's my first little project I'm working on, and I have quite a few other plant collections from other places that I look forward to sharing with you. The next thing is that I finally launched a new class, How to Start a Nature Sketchbook, and I used to have a class similar to this on Skillshare, but Skillshare took it down, I guess because it was not polished enough. It was one of the first classes I ever posted, even though it was very popular. So anyway, I've made my own revised, better version of that class that is now on my website, the Watercolour Garden. And you can purchase this class on its own, or you also have access to it as a member of the Watercolour Garden, which gives you access to all of my online classes. Anyway, I'll link the page below if you want to know more about this. And I will be adding another project to it. This is a BC Parks page that I did at the time, and I've already filmed it. I just need to edit this. I'm not sure when I will launch it, but some of these classes that I've just been creating, like this one and the Country Diary class that I'll be launching in the next little while, are meant to be things that I build on and add projects to as time goes by. So if you purchase the class as a standalone class, then you do have lifetime access, so you will have the treat of getting new information. So this is just very basic line and wash, little illustrations, and line and wash means using waterproof ink and very simple watercolor washes. So we have an oak leaf, tansy, blackberries, and spirea. I actually filmed this class 3 years ago, or no, 2 years ago in 2022, and then finally got to editing and posting it now in August. So yes, if you're interested in learning about basic drawing techniques and line and wash, mixing colors and nature observations, and also creating borders and notes and things, and just sort of an introduction to creating a nature journal, then this is a great class. Just something easy with short little lessons to watch. I also just show you how I made my own homemade sketchbook with staples. And I think that's really important because sometimes we don't do as much nature sketchbooking or experimenting or taking chances as we would because we're scared to wreck a beautiful, expensive sketchbook. But if you make your own and just have a few small pages and then do something to build your confidence, you can make another one that's bigger or add more pages to it, and it's just a lot better for when you're learning, I think. So again, that's linked below if you want more information. This is another little side project that I started. I've been really inspired by native plants of my area where I live, British Columbia, as well as carnivorous plants that live in the wild. And we actually have quite a few in British Columbia, even though you usually only think of things like tropical pitcher plants and the Venus flytrap. This is a Drosera roundifolia, or sundew, and it is a carnivorous plant that grows in boggy areas in the Pacific Northwest. So I just did this drawing of it, and the reason is I have a huge full sheet of watercolor paper that I'd like to add a bunch of carnivorous plant ink drawings to, and I may leave them just as ink drawings or maybe do line and wash on them, but I wanted to just make sort of a really large sheet of them because larger illustrations of plants with really fine details like this are easier to work on. And I also have this wall next to my desk in my little art corner that is blank, and when I film videos of me talking, I just have this blank wall behind me. So I thought it'd be nice to put something like that up and have a motivation to do this sort of bigger project. I've been trying to do these drawings in the morning when I feed my son and he's sort of playing and having his playtime in his playpen and jumper. So it takes me one morning to kind of do a drawing, and I want to do about 6 or 7. Then I'll have to transfer them to the large paper and then ink them and then decide to paint them. So it might not be done right away, but it's kind of fun to have this bigger project to work on. So this is the first drawing. I usually draw right onto tracing paper, so I haven't traced this. This is my own drawing, but I just draw right onto tracing paper because it's easier to erase on, and then it's ready to transfer right onto watercolor paper, so I don't have to do an extra step. And again, I just think it erases better, and I do usually erase a lot when I'm doing my drawings. This is based on 2 or 3 different reference photos, so you can't always find the perfect reference photo that you want to create exactly. I've also enlarged the flowers because they're pretty small and I wanted to show the detail. So just so you know, like this would be me looking at 3 different pictures and then designing my own drawing based on how the plant grows. So that is how I do that. And then I also have my country diary here. Again, I'll save most of the tour for the country diary update, but August has been pretty productive. So I do have some drawings here, paintings, what have you. Quick little August title page. So I have added in some line and wash illustrations to my country diary, and again, that is just because they are quicker. It's also easier to do accurate fine detail, like this enlargement of greater bladderwort's root system, another carnivorous plant native to BC. So it's easier to show those things. The other reason that I do more ink, this is something I've added into April actually, and it's line and wash again. So I'm not always going to do line and wash. I do like the softness of just watercolor, but then again, adding ink in as little detailed dissections, or the botanical drawing and then a pure watercolor painting, the combination I'm really liking. And then also I do get quite busy with my son, who is 10 months old now, and when I'm doing ink drawings and stuff, it's easy to just pick up and put down. Watercolor, I might be in the middle of a wash, there's more supplies. So if I need to, you know, run to him, or he wakes up, or he needs something, ink can be really helpful. These are some of the previous month's pages. If you haven't checked out my country diary playlist, then I urge you to do so, because there's updates and features on all of these pages. So that will be linked in the video description as well. Here's one of my more looser style botanical tangles. These are beautiful, but I feel I always am lacking if I'm not capturing some more of the actual botanical detail. So it's nice to have a combination of things, I think, so that you can show detail as well as some sort of more fluid looseness of how things grow. And yeah, so I am hoping to put more on my blog about this too, and I'll just click over to the blog quickly to show you that. A website you might be familiar with, it's the watercolorgarden.com, and I've had some different web addresses before and different websites, but this is my most current website. This is where you can access all of my courses. You can see the brand new How to Start a Nature Sketchbook course here. If you did want to learn more about this and get lifetime access to all of this content, right now there's about an hour of content and 11 lessons. It's just $65 and you get 24-hour instant access. However, what I wanted to talk about mostly is my blog. So this is just a blogger-based blog, which is something that a lot of people used to use back in the early 2000s or 2010s. So I've revived my old blog. It's all updated now. And the reason I like this is because it's just quite simple, straightforward. I have quite a bit of previous posts that have lots of comments on it, so it's good for search engine optimization. But yeah, I wanted to create something where I could compile a lot of botanical information, more history of botanical painting, botany, all the things that make me really excited. And I've had a hard time doing that until now. So this is my laurawatsonart.com site. So they're linked together. If you go to either, you can find it. The Watercolour Garden is there. There's also a page I'm starting for free downloads and guides, and this is just if you want to follow around with some of the projects that I post on my YouTube videos or shorts. And this one here is Botanical Drawing Guide, how to create a little leaf with leaf anatomy labels. So you can click here and download that if you'd like for free. I also have my free 1-hour class linked as well. And then YouTube, portfolio, and just a little about page. But back to my homepage, I have posted quite a few new articles recently. So I have the history of botanical illustration, botany for beginners, comprehensive guide for botanical artists, understanding botanical terminology, a guide for botanical painting and illustration. So that is cool. It just tells you a lot of terms. So the difference between botanical art, painting, and illustration, there's actually a different definition, and they're all different. So more about painting, gouache, line and wash, and then there's the botany terminology, so plant morphology, anatomy, more on the anatomy, more on taxonomy. These are things that I learned about with creating, doing my botanical painting diploma, plant nomenclature. So they're maybe not something that interests you if you just want to do watercolor painting, but for me, my practice is a lot about collecting information and learning, and I sometimes forget to share that in my videos, but I can sometimes spend as much time researching and collecting reference material and learning about things as I do with my painting, but actually that's what I enjoy a lot about it. So I hope to share more of that with you, and this is one of the goals of this blog. I also have Victorian Splendor, Exploring Botanical Illustration in the 19th Century. That's when it had this big boom of interest and sort of popularity. And then also my dear beloved Edith Holden. I did do a blog article on her and her life. I have read her whole biography book, as well as the country diary. So the pictures, I don't know why, are not loading. I'll just re-click that, see if it does. They will load. Anyway, so that one, you can check that out. And then my latest post here is 5 creative composition ideas for your country diary or nature sketchbook. So this just shows you and kind of breaks down the reasoning and layouts behind a lot of my country diary pages. And there's a pattern of different types of pages I create, and it helps me create my compositions for every month. So if you wanted to read more about that and maybe have a little more information than just what I talk about on my videos, you can check out that one as well. Anyway, it's laurawatsonart.com, and I would absolutely love it if you leave a comment on any of the posts. One, it's lovely to hear that people are reading the posts and enjoying them. 2, it helps Google find my blog more, so then more people can enjoy it, and I'll be able to create more information for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found some of the projects I'm working on interesting or inspiring. And if you're interested in seeing more of this work going forward, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I'll be sharing them in the months to come as well. I might be also doing, I don't usually sell my work online anymore. I just make videos and classes. But if you're interested, I think I might do like a fall botanical drawing sale where I offer botanical drawings with ink and wash, very reasonably priced, so that everybody can access them. So that's something I'm thinking of doing. It may take me a little bit of time, but I'm curious to know if you're interested in that. If you're looking for personalized or customized gifts or anything like that, leave a comment below. I'm just curious what the vibe is out there.
yeah, and then do stay tuned next week for my August country diary update. I'll be posting that and sharing all of my August pages with you.